Students, we are now in part 2 video. In part 2, I am going to continue the exercise 8.1 from 11th question onwards. If you see in part 1, we have completed in exercise 8.1, 1 to 10 problems we have completed. Isn't it? And we have learned there how to calculate the standard deviation, what is the variance formula, and what is the standard deviation of n natural numbers. All the formulas we have learned in part 1 video itself. Isn't it? Now in this part 2, we will start with 11th question. See the 11th question. I have written the tabular column. The remaining questions you are going to copy from your book. Clear? In the question heading, what they have given means, in a study about viral fever, the number of people affected in a town were noted as. Okay, the viral fever is there. Number of people affected in a town, they have given in the tabular column. Okay, now if you see age in years means 0 to 10. In between 0 to 10 years, how many of them were affected means 3 of them were affected. In the age 10 to 20, 5 of them are affected. In the age 20 to 30, 16 of them are affected. 30 to 40, 18. 40 to 15, 12. 50 to 60, 7. 60 to 70, 4. Find its standard deviation. That is the question. See students, if you see in part 1, 10th problem, they have given straightly what is x data and what is frequency they have given. But in this see here, they have given us continuous frequency distribution. Okay, continuous frequency distribution means the data, x data they are given in continuous, which is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70. Like that they are giving in continuous frequency distribution. So for this also the same method how we did for 10th question, the same method we are going to apply here also. Only the small difference what we are going to do is, in they have given class interval, isn't it? These are the class interval. Using this class interval, we have to find the x data. Clear? How we have to find means you have to add these interval 0 this side 10. Okay, 0 plus 10 if you add. So usually the 0 we will say lower. This one is the upper number, lower number, and this side is the, see here, 0 and 10 you have to add. What you will get 10? 10, that number you are going to divide with 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. Clear? Similarly, 10 plus 20 is what? 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 20 plus 30 is what? 50. 50 divided by 2 is 25. 30 plus 40 is 70. 70 divided by 2 is 35. 40 plus 50 is 90. 90 divided by 2 is 45. 50 plus 60. 60 divided by 2 is 55. 60 plus 70 divided by 2 if you are doing, we are getting 65. Clear? Now this is our x now. Clear? Using the class interval, mid value of class interval. C dot I means class interval. Clear all of you? Using this class interval, we have got now x data. Now the frequency they themselves are given in the question. 3, 5, 16, 18, 12, 7, 4 are the frequency. Here for the assumed mean, we have to calculate the D. D equal to x minus capital A is the formula. Okay, that formula only we have used in 10th problem, isn't it, in part 1? Yes, the same formula here also we are using, because I told you for the tabular column we are going to apply by assumed mean method. One method we are going to fixedly follow. That method is what? By assumed mean method. Clear students? See here. How to choose the A value I have told, how I told in part 1 video. You have to see the observation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 means in the top you can leave 3 and down you can leave 3. The mid value you are going to take it as 35. What is that? 35 is the capital A. Clear? Clear all of you? Suppose it is coming in the even number, means either this number or this number you can take, I told you in part 1. Since it is you are getting odd number, so you can easily choose Because the top you can leave 3, the down you can leave 3 and you can choose 35. Students, assumed value, that assumed mean EA equal to 35, you have to choose only from the X data. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. Okay, from the X data only you have to choose the A. Here now we have got what is A. D equal to X minus capital A, we know the formula. Isn't it? X is these 8, 15, 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 is our X. From each value we are going to subtract what? This 35 we are going to subtract. If we subtract, what answer we will get? 30, sorry, D answer we will get. Clear? So 5 minus 35 is minus 30. 15 minus 35 is minus 20. 25 minus 35 is minus 10. 35 minus 35 is 0. 45 minus 35 is 10. 55 minus 35 is 20. 65 minus 35 is 30. Clear? Then summation of f we need. So 3 plus 5 plus 16 plus 18 plus 12 plus 7 plus 4. If you are adding, the summation of f is 65. Here we know what is X, what is F, what is D we don't know. Okay. If you see according to the formula, we need what is F into D square. We have to know what is F into D we know. Okay. First D square values we will find. Minus 30 into 30 means 900. 20 into 20 400. 10 into 10 100. 0 into 0 0. 10 into 10 100. 20 into 20 400. 30 into 30 900. Okay, the D square values if you are squaring, we are getting these numbers. Okay, the next step is what? F, these data with, you are going to multiply with D. Here F into D. 3 into minus 30 is minus 90. 5 into minus 20 is minus 100. 16 into minus 10 is minus 160. 18 into 0 is 0. 12 into 10 is 120. 7 into 20 is 140. 4 into 30 is 120. So F into D, all the answer we are, what we are getting. If you are these three, you have to add, and these three if you are adding, so that answer if you are subtracting means we are getting 30. So summation F into D answer is 30. Clear? Then similarly this F into D square you have to multiply. 3 9s are 27, then this 2 0. 5 4s are 20, then this 2 0, 2000. 16 into 100 is 1600. 18 into 0 is 0. 12 into 100 is 2200. 7 into 4 is 7 4s are 28, then this 2 0. 4 into 9 is 9 4s are 36, then this 2 0 we are adding at the back. So all the values if we are adding, that is only our summation F into D square. So we have completed the tabular column. So what are the values we have found? That all the values we are going to substitute and we have to do the calculation. That's all, our problem is over. Here shall we start the calculation? Students, division and taking square root I have not done yet. I am teach you after erasing this. Okay, division and square root how to take, that I will teach you now. Okay. Now summation F into D square answer is what? 13,900 we are having. Okay. Divided by summation F value is what? 65. Clear what I am saying? See here, then summation F into D we are having, that answer we are having 30 divided by 65. Both, if you both will go in 5 tables, so if you cancel 2780, this side 13 we are getting. So this if you cancel both in 5 tables, 60 divided by 13 we are getting. So 2780 if you divide with 13, we are getting 213.85. Minus, similarly 6 divided by 13, you are getting 0.46. This whole square I have written here. Here, so 213.85 minus 0.46 into 0.46, we are getting 0.2116 we are getting. In round off I am writing 0.21. Clear? So if you subtract this 2, we are getting 213.64. Clear? After taking the square root, 14.6 is the answer. Clear? That is our standard deviation. So I have written sigma is equal to 14.6. Sigma means what? Standard deviation. S dot D we will write. Isn't it? Students, this calculation, this how to take the square root, everything I will teach now after erasing this. Now clear all of you this 11th question? So students, the same model 11th question, you are going to do the 12th question and 13th question as homework. Clear? The same model, same formula, the steps, everything the same. Only the given observation will differ. Clear all of you? Now I will teach you the calculation part. Students, in 11th question, this is the calculation. See, you know division, isn't it? How to divide 2780 divided by 30. Here I have done the division. Next, in part 2 video, we are going to see the 14th question in exercise 8.1. See the question. This question is somewhat big, so I am written the page number. According to the page number, you have to write your classwork. Clear? For a group of 100 candidates, the mean and standard deviation of their marks were found to be 60 and 15 respectively. Mean is 60. Mean is 60 and standard deviation is 15. Clear? Mean and standard deviation similarly here 60 and 15 they have given. So mean is 60, standard deviation is 15. Later on it was found that the scores 45 and 72 were wrongly entered as 40 and 27. Clear? Find the correct mean and standard deviation. Students, and that for a group of 100 candidates, they have calculated the mean and standard deviation. Okay, for 100 candidates, when they are calculating mean and standard deviation, they have got mean as 60 and the standard deviation as 15. Okay, but later it was found that the scores, okay, they were entering, the 100 student scores, they were entered 45 and 72. Those who are getting 45 and those who are getting 72, the mark was entered wrongly. What it was entered means instead of 45 they have written as 40, instead of 72 they have written as 27. Okay, they have written wrongly. So, find the correct mean and correct standard deviation we have to find. Which means this 60 and 15 is what? This is wrong mean and this is wrong standard deviation. Clear, students? So, we have to find what is the correct mean and what is the standard deviation we have to find. Here, see, I have written the data. What are the data they are given in the question? Total number of students is what? Candidates. Number of candidates is what? N equal to 100. Okay. Mean, which means wrong mean, that is. Okay. The new mean, correct mean, now only we are going to find. So, in the question they are given mean, no, that is wrong mean. Wrong mean. Mean usually we will denote it by X bar. Okay, in part 1 session itself I have told you what is mean formula. X bar equal to summation X divided by N, I told you. Okay, wrong mean X bar is equal to 60. Instead of X bar also we can write summation X by N. Okay, this you write in your pencil in the side. Next, standard deviation they have given, that is the wrong standard deviation. Wrong standard deviation. Standard deviation we will denote it by sigma. Sigma is equal to 15. Clear all of you? Clear? The correct data what? Original mark of the student is what? 45 and 72. But they have wrongly entered as 40 and 27 they have entered. Clear? So, correct data is equal to 45 and 72. Wrong data is 40 and 27. Okay, these are the data they are given in the question itself. Okay, using these data we have to find what is correct mean and what is correct standard deviation we have to find. Here in page number 1 up to I have found correct mean, which is correct X bar I have found. In remaining page number 2 we will find the correct standard deviation. Clear? Now see. First what we are having, wrong mean we are having. X bar equal to 60. So wrong mean X bar equal to 60 I am taking that. Okay, X bar is equal to what I told, summation X by N I told you. Isn't it? So instead of X bar, summation X by N. That is the formula for mean. This formula I think you have learned from 7th standard onwards. Okay, will you able to recognize this formula? Mean X bar is equal to summation X divided by N. Okay, so summation X divided by N is equal to X bar. Instead of X bar, we are having what? 60. Clear? So, now summation X. Instead of N, now what value we are having? 100. So, in the down, I am substituting 100 equal to 60. Clear? The next step, if you cross multiply 100 into 60, what we will get? Some wrong summation x is equal to 6000. 100 into 60 is 6000. Here wrong summation x is equal to what? 6000. Clear all of you? Up to this all of you are clear? Now what we have found now? Using the wrong mean we have got what is wrong summation x we have got. But using this wrong summation x we are going to find the correct summation x. Okay, why we are going to find the correct summation x? Because correct mean we need. For mean formula is what? Summation x by n. So if this side is correct, then this side also we have to use correct values. So correct summation x divided by n. Okay, for that we need what is the correct summation x value. See, correct summation x, how can we write? Means wrong summation x. Okay, this is the wrong summation x. In this wrong summation x, what we have to add? The new value is what? The new mark is what? For correct data minus wrong data. Okay? Okay? Wrong summation x is equal plus correct data minus wrong data we have to do. Clear? Which means what? We are taking the wrong value. Instead of that, we are adding the correct data. That is the meaning. Clear? So that we will get correct summation x. Isn't it? Clear? Now, correct summation x is equal to wrong summation x. We are having 6000. Okay, in the 6000 we have to add the correct data. Okay, what is the correct data we are having? 45 and 72. So 45 plus 72. Okay, now in this wrong summation x we have added the correct value. By that time we have to remove something. Okay, the previous value we have to remove. So what in previously the wrong data, what they have entered? They have entered 40 and 27. Wrong data is what? 40 and 27. That data we have to remove. Okay, so minus 40 plus 27. Okay, so 6000 plus 45 plus 72 is 107 minus 40 plus 27 is 67. So, if this 2 if you are adding and you are subtracting with 67 means we will get 6050. That is this correct summation x. Clear? Now, the correct mean. Okay, in the question first we have to find correct mean they have given. So, correct mean or mean. What is the formula for mean? Summation x divided by n. See, I have written x bar is equal to summation x divided by n is the mean formula. So, this side I am writing correct mean x bar is equal to, so correct summation x divided by n. Okay, correct summation x, what value we are having? 6050 divided by number of n is what candidate? 100. So 0 0 get cancelled. 605 divided by 10 if you are dividing, we will get 60.5. Okay, in the question you have to find the first one is correct mean. We have got the answer for correct mean. Clear students all of you? The same procedure I will follow for the correct standard deviation also. Clear? This is a page number 2. See, I have written the same step. Okay, you no need to write one more time. For your understanding, I have written one more time. Okay, after in page number 1 last step, you are going to continue from wrong standard deviation sigma equal to 15. Students, how we find correct mean? Using the wrong mean, we have got the answer for correct mean. Isn't it? Similarly, how we have to find the standard deviation? Correct standard deviation means using the wrong standard deviation, we have to find the correct standard deviation. Clear? Now for that I have written wrong standard deviation sigma is equal to 15. They are given in the question. Now here I am going to use the by direct method to find the standard deviation. I am going to use the direct method formula. Okay. So what is the direct method formula? Summation x square by n minus summation x divided by n the whole square. The square root you have to write equal to sigma. Okay, what formula is this? This formula is for ungrouped data. What method? Direct method formula. Okay, clear all of you? Summation x square value, do you know? We don't know. So you write just summation x square itself. N value you know? Yes, we know 100 minus summation x by n. Okay, summation x by n means what? X bar. Okay, so see I have written here summation x by n means x bar. Clear? So this summation x by n answer is what? 60. This full answer is 60. The whole square. See the side I have written summation x by n is equal to 60 I have written. Sigma, wrong sigma is what? 15. Clear? Using the wrong standard deviation, we are applying all the wrong values. So we will get wrong summation x square we can find. Clear? Clear? After finding the wrong summation x square, we can find the correct summation x square we can find. How we have did the correct mean? The same procedure only we are following here. Okay? Clear all of you? Now, next step, see, here we also square root this side I am having. So, to remove the square root, I am squaring on both sides. Clear? See, I am squaring on both sides. This full term whole square is equal to 15b whole square. So, square and square root will get cancelled, isn't it? So, now see square and square root has cancelled. Summation x square by 100 minus 60 square is 3600. 15 square is 225. The next step 3600 if comes right hand side means it will become positive. So, after adding we are getting 3825. The next step this 100 we are cross multiplying. Clear? So, if you are 100 if you are cross multiplying means we are getting 3,82,500. That is the wrong summation x square answer. Clear? Using this, we are going to find the correct summation x square. Then only we can able to find correct standard deviation. That we will see in the page number 3. So now we are in page number 3. Now we are going to find the correct summation x square. So how we did correct summation x? The same procedure we are going to find the correct summation x square. See, correct summation x square equal to wrong summation x square. Wrong summation x square in page number 2 last step there I have done no. So that in that if you are subtracting the wrong data and we are adding the correct data means we will get correct summation x square. Okay, wrong summation x square what we have got? The 3,82,500 plus square of, because here square we are having, so we have to square the correct data value. What are the correct data value they have given? 45 and another one is 72. So 45 square plus 72 square minus square of wrong data. What is wrong data? 40 and 27. So 40 square plus 27 square you have to subtract. Clear? So the 3,82,500 plus 45 square is 2025 plus 72 square is 5184 minus 40 square is 1600, 27 square is 729. So this two you have to add and 1600 plus 729 if we add it means we are getting 7209 minus 2329. Clear? This two I am adding, I have written here. Then subtract means correct summation x square equal to 3,87,380. Clear? That is the correct summation x square. Okay, after finding the correct summation x square, what we have to find? What in the question we were asking? We have to find the correct standard deviation. Isn't it? For standard deviation, what is the formula we have? What? No. Direct method for ungrouped formula we have used for to find the correct mean. The same formula I am going to apply for the correct standard deviation also. Here sigma is equal to square root of correct summation x square by n minus correct summation x by n d whole square. All the values we have found in the previous page number 1, page number 2. Clear? Now correct summation x square value here it is. So you are going to just substitute. Divided by n. N is what? 100 you know. Minus correct summation x we have got in the page number 1. What that page number 1 we have got answer 6050. Divided by n we are having divided by 100 the whole square. Clear? So if you are dividing, what we will get? 3873.80 minus 6050 divided by 100. If you are dividing here, we will get 60.5 the whole square we are having. Clear all of you? Then 60.5 the whole square, if you are squaring, what we will get? We will get 3660.25 we are getting. Then these two values you have to subtract. We are getting 213.55. That is the subtract. After subtracting we are getting the answer. For this number we have to take the square root. Isn't it? See, I have done the square root there, but you have to write in your classwork in this side. Okay? From the last we have to group two numbers for square root. Okay? After grouping we are getting only one single number, that is 2. So what number you are writing in the quotient, the same number you have to write for the divisor also. So 1 ones are 1. Okay? 2 minus 1 is 1. Then the next step we are bringing the 13 down. Clear? If you are bringing the 13 down, 113. So this 1 you have to multiply with the 2 and you have to write down. Clear? Next 4 I am writing here and there also I am substituting 4. So 4 into 24 is 96. Clear? 113 minus 96 is 17. Then you are bringing this 55. Clear? Then already this 1 is multiplied with the 2. So bring the 2 down. Next this 4 has to multiply with the 2. What you will get? 4 2s are 8. Then here decimal, so keep the decimal here. So how many times if you multiply 6 into 286 we are getting near to this 1755. So the answer for 213.55, the square root answer is 14.6 is the answer. Clear all of you students? Clear? 14th question we have done in 3 pages. Page number 1, page number 2, page number 3. Clear all of you? Next we will see the 15th question. Students, next we are going to see the 15th question in exercise 8.1. The mean and variance of 7 observations are 8 and 16 respectively they are given, which means mean value is 8 and variance value is 16. Clear? If 5 of the observations are 2, 4, 10, 12 and 14. Then find the remaining 2 observations. Students, will you able to understand the question? Okay, they have given mean value, variance value they have given. Okay, and they are given 5 observations. Okay, but in the question they are saying totally how many observations we are having means we are having 7 observations. In that 2 observation is missing. That 2 observation we have to find. Are you able to understand? Clear? Mean means how we will represent x bar. Mean means the formula x bar is equal to summation x divided by n. That is the formula for mean. Variance means what? Variance is equal to sigma square. That is standard deviation the whole square. That is variance sigma square. Variance means sigma square we will represent. Isn't it? Now in the question we are given mean value is 8 and the variance is 16. So x bar equal to 8. Variance means sigma square. So sigma square equal to 16. They are given. Clear? Then in the question they are given 5 observations. Okay, remaining 2 observations we have to find. Okay, totally 7 observations in the question they will say. Clear? Shall we start the solution now? Yes. number of data. Okay, how many data is there? Totally 7 data is there. Okay, but in that 5 only they are given. Remaining 2 we are going to find. Given 5 data. What are the 5 data they are given? 2, 4, 10, 12, 14. These are the data they are given in the question. Let the remaining 2 data. We don't know the 2 data, isn't it? So let us take A and B. One data is, let us take A and the another data will take it as B. Here and in the question they are given mean x bar equal to 8 they are given and variance sigma square equal to 16 that they are given in the question itself. Okay, first I am going to solve with the mean x bar equal to 8, then I am going to solve variance sigma square equal to 16 the next. Clear how we did in the 14th question, the same model only, but slight differ will come. Okay, mean x bar equal to a. Using that I am going to find now what is a value. Clear? So we know x bar equal to summation x divided by n. We know the formula. So instead of x bar I am writing summation x by n equal to 8. Here summation x means what? The given all the 7 data we are adding, that is the summation x. Okay, a summation x means what? The given all the observations if we are adding, that is the summation x. So what are the data? 2, 4, 10, 12, 14 plus remaining 2 data we don't know, so a plus b divided by totally how many observations? The question they were saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So divided by 7 equal to this 8. Here up to this all of you. So if you add 2 plus 4 plus 10 plus 12 plus 14, we are getting 42. Clear? And I am taking the 7 to the that side. I am doing the cross multiply. 7 into 8. Clear? So 42 plus a plus b is equal to 8 into 7. So a plus b is equal to 7 8 of 56. This 42 of course that side we are getting 14. Okay, we will keep one variable one side so that it is easy for us to find that value. So a equal to 14, this b if go that side it becoming minus b. Mark that as equation 1. Next we are going to take the variance sigma square equal to 16. Okay, now we are using this, we have got a value. Next variance sigma square I am writing. See, by direct method I have written. By direct method only we have solved the 14th question also, isn't it? See, you all know by direct method formula is sigma is equal to 1 minute. You will let me stop there. We will see it. Square root of summation x square by n minus summation x by n the whole square we know. Okay, but if you see here we are given sigma square. So this side, the left hand side, instead of sigma we need sigma square. So what we have to do? We have to square on both sides. Okay, if you are squaring on both sides, what we will get? Sigma square we will get whole square. Then inside this what is having the same only we will get. Okay, so after squaring, your outer one square and square root is having. That square and square root will get cancelled. So what we are getting? Sigma square equal to summation x square by n minus summation x by n the whole square. Okay, nothing. This is the formula. If your square comes, you should not put the square root. That is the difference. Clear? If you are writing sigma square means you should not put square root. Clear? So now we will come to here. So the formula we are having sigma square. So this side if you are having sigma square, you should not put square root in the formula. Clear? The square root you should not put. Okay. Now sigma square by n minus sigma x by n the whole square is equal to 16. Okay. Clear all of you? I am writing 16. This is the direct method formula. Equal to indirect method. Here you will get sigma square. Instead of sigma square we are having 16. So I am writing here 16. Clear all of you? Clear? Using this I am writing here. Now summation x square divided by n we know 7. Okay, summation x by n. See there, summation x by n equal to 8 I have written, isn't it? So summation x by n, instead I can substitute 8 the whole square. I can substitute, isn't it? Equal to this 16. The next step, summation x square by 7 is equal to 16. Minus 8 square, if come this side, it will become 8 8s are 64. So it will come this side plus 64. Here, summation x square by 7 is equal to 16 plus 64 is equal to 80. Summation x square equal to 80 into 7. Summation x square equal to 7 8s are 56, 560. Summation x square equal to 560. Students, I told you there, summation x means you have to add all the given observation I told. Similarly, summation x square means you have to add all the observation, but using the square you have to add. Clear the difference? Here, so now summation x square means we have to add all the observation. X2 square, for everything you have to put square. 2 square, 4 square, 10 square, 12 square, 14 square, a square plus b square equal to 560. 2 square 4, 4 square 16, 10 square 100, 12 square 144, 14 square 196, a square plus b square equal to 560. 4 plus 16 plus 100 plus 144 plus 196, if you are adding, we are getting 460 plus a square plus b square is equal to 560. So a square plus b square equal to 560. If this 460 comes this side, it will become minus 460. So a square plus b square equal to 100. Clear? A square plus b square is equal to 100. Now what we are doing? We are substituting equation 1. This equation 1 we are going to substitute here. Okay? Substituting equation 1, a equal to 14 minus b. Okay? In this equation we are going to substitute. Here, so in the place of a, we are going to write 14 minus b, the whole square, plus b square is equal to 100. Here now this is in what formula? A square minus 2ab plus b square, then plus this b square. Okay, 14 minus b the whole square is, it is in what form? A minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square formula is what? A square, this is a square, minus 2ab, 2 into a into b. 2 into a is 14, b is b itself, plus b square in formula, plus b square, then again we are having here plus b square equal to 100. 14 square if you are doing, we are getting 196, then 2 into 14 is 28 into b, plus b square is 2b square equal to 100. So first we have to write the square term, then b term, then only we have to write the constant term. See what I am writing? 2b square I am writing first, then b term minus 28b, then plus 196. Students, you have to think that I am not changing any term to the left hand side and right hand side. I am not changing. In the left hand side itself I am interchanging, so that I should not change any sign. Only any term if you are bringing left hand side, or if any term if you are bringing the right hand side only, you have to change the sign. Okay, now still we are in the left hand side part itself, so just I am interchanging. For that and all, you should not change any sign. So 2b square minus 28b plus 196. If this 100 if come this side, this is in right side. Now this 100 is going to come inside. Minus 100 equal to 0. Okay, still the problem is there. That we will continue in the page number 2. Clear up to this all of you? See, this is the page number 2 and this is the page number 1. See the page number 1, the last step is what? 2b square minus 28b plus 196 minus 100, what we will get? We will get 96 is equal to 0. Clear? The remaining we are going to see in the page number 2. So that equation, the last equation, we are going to divide all the term with 2. Each term we are going to divide with 2. So I have written divide by 2 on each term. Okay. So 2b square divided by 2, what we will get? We will get 1b square. 28b divided by 2 is what? Minus 14b. 96 divided by 2 is what? Plus 48 equal to 0. Now we have arrived in quadratic equation form. So we have to do factorize. Okay, so one square term, one b, one constant term we are having. So this b square into, what is the coefficient of b square? 1. So 1 into 48 is what? 48. That 48 you have to write in the top. In between we are having minus 14, that you have to write down. Here, so in how many times 48 will come, simultaneously you have to get minus 14 in the down. So what we will do, 8 6 are what? 48. Here also minus, here also minus. So minus minus it will become plus 48. Minus minus we are adding, we are getting minus 14. Clear? So what variable we are using here? B. So B, what is the first answer? Minus 8, one bracket. Then what is the second answer? Minus 6. So B minus 6 equal to 0. Clear? So B minus 8 equal to 0, B minus 6 equal to 0. From this, B equal to A, B equal to 6. For B we have got 2 value. Similarly for A also we will get 2 value. See case 1, I am substituting B equal to A in equation 1. Okay, in page number 1, I have written equation 1. No, in that I am substituting. A equal to 14 minus B is our equation 1. A equal to 14 minus, in the B place we are having 8. A equal to 14 minus 8 is what? 6. Okay, when I am substituting B equal to 8, I am getting A equal to 6. Then in the second case, I am substituting B equal to 6. Substitute B equal to 6 in equation 1. So in the same equation only, A equal to 14 minus B, the same equation only. So A equal to 14 minus 6. If we are substituting, we are getting A equal to 8. When I am substituting B equal to 6, I am getting A is equal to 8. Therefore, the value of A is 6. Either it can be 6 or it can be 8. Similarly, therefore, the value of 8 or it can be 6. Clear? We are asked the remaining 2 observations. No, what are the 2 observations? For A, it can be 6 or 8. For B, it can be 8 or 6. Clear? That's all. The problem over. Clear, students, all of you? The 15th question. With this, we are completing the exercise 8.1. We will see the homework now. Students, this is your part 2 assignment in exercise 8.1. Page number 313, 12th problem and 13th problem you are going to do. Students, this both the problem are same as like the 11th question in your exercise. That 11th problem I have done in the video. First go through the video, then you can start doing this 2 problem. Clear? Thank you, students.